the outside lane.
Hello, everybody. Super late model fix series time again. Iowa Speedway. This is my second time racing this car on this track, although the last time I did it was in an open series a few seasons ago, I feel like. So maybe it's going to be a weak field. It'll finally make me look like I actually know what I'm doing in these cars. Car number 2, that's how weak this is. You can see it on the relative, how bad it is. Qualified second. I actually managed to have, did we actually go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? We did. That's how great it is. And then the 7th car put it 6. Like, pretty much everybody in the front qualified exactly where they needed to. So, yeah, I don't know. We're going to see what we can do. I feel like I run a little bit higher here than what probably should, so we'll see what happens if everybody's all the way to the bottom. I know, like, when I've run ARCA and trucks, we've been kind of like that first seam, and then you end up all the way at the top at times. The top's pretty tough to defend. It actually gets a decent run. I don't know if it's going to be this way in this car or if it's going to kill it. I can't honestly remember what it was like when I drove it last time. You can get away with a first gear start if you're good enough on the throttle. I think I'm just going to do a second gear start to make sure that I don't spin the tires, because I don't really want to wreck in front of the entire field. So if we give up a little bit of time to the 1 and the 3, that's fine. We'll get sorted out. 50 laps hopefully should be fun. See what we can do. Get ready to roll off here.
Watch for the lights. Go, go, go.
Got away. The 4 looked like he was going to try to get by us on the outside, but he laid off. 3 just didn't get a good start either. 3 comes charging up on the inside. Now time for me to start falling back through the field and realize that I out-qualified my race pace.
He's still there.
There goes the 3.
Stay high. We got one inside.
4's going to take his look to the inside now.
Still there.
Got enough of a gap back to the 5 that if I wanted to let 4 by, I probably can.
Clear low.
Alright. Pushes it high. He gets almost into the wall, has to turn it down off. Almost ended up as a wreck, and we get a caution. So we go from 2nd to 4th in a couple laps. And this is the thing I was afraid of in this field, is that it was weak enough that we were going to get a bunch of wrecks everywhere. But we'll see.
Pace car is out. Line up single file behind car number 04. The pace car is out. Pits are closed.
So lap 3 under caution. Hopefully not a sign of how the whole race is going to go. Back to 4th. I think there's like
Pits are open.
17 or 18 cars in this, something like that. I don't know. Honestly, if I can finish close to the top 5, 6th, 7th, I'd be okay with that, even though we qualified 2nd. I know I just don't have that pace. It's weird because normally I qualify way worse than my race pace this time, I think. It's kind of going to go the other way, but I don't know. I haven't really learned how to find the balance between driving it faster than like what my race pace is, but not quite qualifying pace. I feel like I end up underdriving it quite a bit compared to people, but I don't know. Maybe they're all weak enough that they'll actually burn up tires, and if we can get a green flag run, then end up getting back by them later on, or they'll just spin themselves off a corner and we'll get free spots. I don't know. We'll see, but it'd be great to just get into a green flag run. Can't, unfortunately, continue the trend of caution-free super late model fixed races. The one I had last week at Thompson was such an anomaly. Do not think that is the norm at all. And I feel like cautions here always end up taking forever, way longer than they need to.
Full course yellow. Pits are open.
Hopefully we'll just get the 2 to go this time by. Get back to racing soon. So yeah, this week's gonna be a fairly short track. Heavy. Already did ARCA at Langley. And got both mods. SK Tour.
We're under caution. Pits
SK
closed.
is at USA International. Tour mod's gonna be at New Hampshire, as well as late model at late model is National Fairgrounds on the big track. And I don't know what I'm gonna do for the last race. Thought about winter NIS fixed. which is 87s at Dover. Thought about doing a road race, because I really don't want to do being fixed at Monza. That was looking pretty stupid. I don't even know where A is, honestly, if I can get to an A license in time. So that last race is definitely TBD. Trying to get most of my short track racing in early this week because I am planning on running the 24-hour with the team. So I want to spend the last half of the week practicing for that. I'm garbage at road racing, so I need all the practice I can get. But I'm just going to go out for that one and have some fun. Don't think I'll be recording any of that one. That's just going to be a kickback, have some fun with some people I've
All right,
met,
Jake,
and
get ready. Race will resume at the end of this lap.
try to see if I can turn left and right without hitting stuff for going off the track. Should be fun. I have run 24-hour endurance races, have not run the 24 hours at Daytona on iRacing officially yet, so that'll be my first time experiencing that. Should be fun. Getting ready to go green this time by line up behind the 3, one still the leader. We've got the 4 to our inside. And we'll see the 5 and 7 are going to get aggressive off the start. Sorry about the sniffles. Still fighting this cold thing or whatever it is I got going on. Feeling better than I did over the weekend, but not 100% yet.
Green flag, we're racing.
You can hear the 4 do a first gear start. We got enough of an advantage over him, so it puts us back to 3rd. Loose over the bumps in 1 and 2. 1 and 3 are pulling away. Run's running a little bit higher than I expected to see, so we'll see how it works out because the 3's been working the bottom.
That's a new fastest lap for Gardner, 24.38.
The fastest lap of the race, although this time he gets loose off of 2, so he's going to give the 1 a shot to try to work the outside.
Fastest lap for Gardner, 24.14. That's your quickest lap. The car in front's lap time is a 24.23.
About a 10th off of the 1. We got 1 spinning to the inside. We'll see if that brings out a caution.
Outside.
Slicking to the outside. He's going to try to cross underneath. Not quite there though.
Fastest lap for Gardner, 24.10.
Feeling like it's going to be a 2-car battle for the lead and then a 2-car battle for 3rd and 4th. 5's just not quite able to get there. Unless he's really saving and we're burning up. 14's put himself into 6th. Good run for him so far. One's trying to get back to the inside of the 3, not quite there yet.
Good lap, that's your best in the session.
Shows you how bad I underdrive the car off the start if I'm now turning my fastest laps when reasonably probably should have been turning them relatively close to the restart. But we'll get there. Just trying to click off consistent laps.
Okay, Jake, lap times are pretty consistent.
Keep the thing straight as possible. Use the power to our advantage, but not overdrive it. Or got close. Looked like he was almost going to drive into the back of us. Not as good of a lap that time for me. Pretty good battle up ahead between the 1 and the 3. Just trying to stay close to it. Got the 5
That
starting to
lap was
close in a little bit. He's a half second back.
24.42.
He's pulled away from the 14. 3 gets the wall out of 2. 1's going to try to take advantage, go to an inside. I enter it way too early into 3.
That lap was a 24.50.
Loose. I actually tagged the wall with the right rear out of 2. Don't think it really did anything bad to the car. One's still trying to work to the inside as they go back into turn 1. It's wide again. Feel like I'm probably holding the 4 up. Loose there. There's contact. They go in the wall. Somehow we avoid that, and there's the caution. So that puts us in the lead. Yeah, not quite
Pace car's
sure
out. Line up single file behind the pace car. We're
how
under
exactly
caution.
that
Pits
worked
are
out.
closed.
Yeah, I don't know whose fault that was going to be, but that'll be interesting. We may go back and look at that one after the fact. That's going to be really interesting to see how that one shakes out. Looks like the 1 doesn't end up... I mean, he's got some front-end damage, but looks like he was able to gather it up. Not in a bad spot. The 3's probably not far back either. Now it looks like the 3's on pit road. He towed. Discussion going on. I'll go back and listen to it afterwards. Now the 1 heads on the pit road. So that's going to put us in control of the race. That's why I wanted to stay close enough in case something happened. Lucky enough to avoid it. I turned down, probably should have turned down a little bit more, a little bit earlier. Turned down and was able to just get underneath the 1. So they came back down the track. I think the 5 or the 4 was in a good spot to be able to go the other way to avoid it. So we'll see if we can use being the leader to our advantage, get enough of a jump to try to pull away from the 4 and the 5. We were keeping about even pace with the 5. And 4 probably is a little bit faster than us, so we'll see. Maybe he'll... If I can get a good enough jump on him, then I might be able to build up enough of a gap off the restart that he can't try to get by us.
Pits are open.
Just have to see. Problem is we got a long way to go. We are not even halfway yet, so... Although I can say I'm finally leading laps in a super late model race. I don't think that's ever happened. This caution, I'm okay with it taking longer. The longer we can burn off laps, the better it is for me. I do have the F3 relative up now because that one shows the pace car. The overlay that I have does not show the pace car, so I want to make sure you don't get in front of the pace car and get a black flag for the restart. So as soon as we go, I'll probably, once we get shuttled out, I'll probably turn it off, but I think the 3 dropped out of the race. Yes, 3 dropped out of the race.
Pits are open.
So discussions going on about what happened there. It looked like the 3 might have had the moment of getting tight and then either getting loose, having too much wheel in it with the throttle or whatnot, snapping it off, getting into the 1, but hard to say.
We're under caution. Pits are
likely
closed.
going to end up a lap down. I think we'll be able to get by him before he gets off pit road. No, he got himself off pit road. I think he's your last car on the lead lap, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I'll be the 12th and final car on the lead lap. 3's out of the race. I don't know how many of the other people dropped out, so we started 17 on track. We're down to 12 on the lead lap. Want to go next time by. Get going with 28 laps left. Just a few laps short of halfway. We'll see if we can make this work. Because I think the 4 is going to be the biggest challenger. I don't know if the 1's going to have too much damage. He might work his way through the field. So 5's anywhere near. Will probably be even on pace with him if it was like the last run. 14 we were pulling away from. So just try to sweat, stay in front of the 4 and the 5, and maybe I can somehow, by the grace of God, squeak a super late model win out. It's a luck win. It's not a speed win by any stretch of the imagination, but right now I'll take good finishes in this series however I can get them. So we'll try to jump. Time to start as best as I can. I'm still going to do a second gear start. I don't think I'm giving up anything by doing that, especially with me controlling the field now. Pace car will be pulling off. That was the restart I needed. It worked out about as best as it possibly could.
You're leading.
And we'll hope that the 5 can push the 4 back some. Those two can run side by side, although it looks like the 5 is going to clear the 4 off of turn 2. Yep. So 5's up to second. 4 is now battling with the 14. And we'll see what the 5 has for us. Although he gets loose, 4 dives way underneath him down the front stretch. 14's also going to send it under there. 14 drives it in hard. Now it's time for me, instead of watching out the mirror, to watch out the front. Try to just get consistent laps and not overdrive the car. So that'll be how I can stay up front.
That lap time was 24.31.
This goal for me is to be as smooth as possible so that I can avoid stress on the right front and not fall off too bad. Before it gets here, well then good for him.
You're halfway home.
I've
Got plenty of
fallen
fuel.
quite a bit back. This looks like the 4 might be the only challenger at the moment. Trying to run faster. 4's doing a good job staying with us. They got back to the 13th who took over 3rd. 14's still running 4th.
You're in the lead.
Hoping the 4's just using up the tires. He's doing a good job hanging with us. We're approaching 20 to go. These laps are going to feel like the longest possible. Trying to find a little bit of pace.
Lap times are pretty consistent.
Pressure at all behind. We're pulling away from the 13.6's. Gotten himself up to 4th now.
That last lap was a 24.25.
Add 1 and 2 there. 20 to go this time by. A little bit of smoke. It's cleared. Is looking to put as much pressure on me as possible. Not be the absolute fastest, but we're just going to stick with this bottom line for now.
You've just done a 24.48.
Just trying to search for something to gain on us. Looks like we're starting to pull away just a little bit from them. So I need to focus out the windshield instead of out the mirror. Closes back in that time.
That lap was a 24.47.
Drive 1. Closes in that time through 1 and 2 on me. $15 to go now.
The lap time was a
Tries to work
24.55.
outside. We'll see if he tries to cross over underneath off of 2. It's a good run, not quite there though. Pull away a little bit.
You've just done a 24.53.
Thirteen's holding on to third, 6 is holding on to fourth. That gap's stabilized. Feels like a 2-car battle for the lead. They're running side by side behind for third and fourth, so could allow us to pull away a little bit from them. Drove 1 again. Not a great 1 and 2 there. Unfortunate enough that when I make a mistake, the 4 does as well. Lap 40, we'll have 10 to go next time by. Like I said, these laps feel like they're taking absolutely forever.
Your last lap time was a 24.59.
Away just a little bit that time from the 4 down the back stretch. Wow, really bad 4. Really bad exit. How to control that. Definitely feel like the right front's starting to go away a little bit. Lap times are falling off. 4 closes in that lap. Trying to apex just a little bit later if we can. Trying to work the high entry, lower exit to get underneath us. we have stayed green so far. I feel like in the next lap or two, if we were to get a caution, it would just end the race. No signs of that yet. We're just gonna make his move to the inside now.
Still there. They're on the inside.
Try it.
Okay, Jake.
Thought he was gonna slide up in front of us. I tapped the brakes to try to cut underneath him. Might have hurt me.
Keep it together. Hold your line. They're inside. You got one inside.
Battling on the outside.
Still there.
Swashes up into us. Five laps to go. He's getting it everything he has. This is just good action. He felt like he knew he had to take a shot relatively soon, and that was his best chance. Hopefully that's his only chance and I can hang on to it. So we've got 4 to go. Trying not to count the laps down, but love to see the checkered 17, who is 11th off the pace. See if he becomes a factor. Bigger gap. One's actually worked his way into a battle for 3rd.
Last lap was a 24.
So even after that wreck, he's worked himself through the field pretty well. Which means by no means were we the fastest car on the track. Just the one with the most luck. Right place, right time. 2 to go.
2 to go. You're in the lead.
White flag this time. 1 lap to hang on to it before it gets a little loose there. Front stretch.
Come on, Jake. 1 more lap. Keep it together. We'll win this. Your lap time was 24.64.
He's gonna get a run. We'll see what he's gonna do into 3. Is he gonna dive it?
Coming up on the inside.
Does. Just gotta try to keep it off. See if we can keep it going straight. And we do. He snaps. Somehow I get the win. Like I said,
Perfect
just
drive.
right place,
Absolutely
right time.
flawless.
Just got lucky enough that the 1 and the 3 got together and was able to avoid it. And then had a really good battle with the 4. That was a lot of fun at the end. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. We can take a look at some of those laps and see. By no means do I think I'm, much better at super late model. This is not really a good representation of that. It was such a weak field. So it was.
What's your speed limit in the pits? The pit lane speed
Progress,
limit is
but
40 miles per hour.
I got a long way to go. A lot of things left to learn still. So let's take a look at what happened. Get the overlays out of the way so that way I can look at that. I want to see what happened between the 1 and the 3. So they're battling side by side. 1's on the inside. He got into the inside of the 3 with the 3 making the mistake. Outside line has a slight advantage, but I feel like the 1 was driving better. So now he's to the left front of the 3. Okay. Let's see. So 1's there. I don't know if he thought he was clear. Because it looks like he starts coming up a little bit, kind of anticipating the exit. The 3 looked like he was kind of trying to pinch him down, but they're both going up, and then he kind of stops, like doesn't start coming up quite as high as fast, and so the 1 gets into him. They make a little bit of contact, and some of that's the prediction code, but they make contact, so it gets the 3 sliding up the track. He's getting a little loose, and then he's going to end up coming back down the track. I'm not sure if he's trying to save it or not, but he ends up tagging the right rear of the 1, and they wreck. 5 actually gets a little bit of contact out of that. Let's watch and see how close it was for me. I saw them, I cut down. That's how close it was for me. That's why I said I probably, like you can see, going and then kind of, I don't know, I jerked the wheel. So we're coming here. On the way out of the offset, like this is the wheel kind of straight-ish. And then I see that, so I jerk it to the left to cut down underneath. Should have anticipated them ricocheting off the wall a little bit more, so pretty close to getting hit. And I think for the 4 it might have even... Yeah, it's about the same, maybe a little bit less. So let's fast forward. We'll go up to the last couple laps. I think it was somewhere in this area. He makes the move on us. Okay. So we're gonna watch it from his perspective. We're gonna come to the line. He's gonna get the run. Pulls underneath. I thought he was closer to our side. I gave him more room. So he goes. Then I start battling back on the outside. Like I said, thankfully this is a track where the outside line can work a little bit. It's not bottom line only. So you can see I was giving him plenty of room. Wasn't quite sure where he was. And that's where he almost got into us. And just couldn't quite make it stick. So that's what allowed me to keep that there. So that was a lot of fun battling with him. It was good pressure. He was pretty respectful. I mean, he dove it in, but you know, that's just short track racing. You kind of have to do it, especially late race. With a few laps to go, you got to make your moves and try to capitalize on it. So I don't really feel like anything was wrong out of that. It was a pretty fun race overall. Had that one caution in the beginning, and then, like I said, just got lucky enough to avoid the deal between the 1 and the 3. So love to hear your thoughts on what happened between the 1 and the 3, who you would sign blame to, if it was just a racing deal, what it was, and you know, if there's anything different you would have done in an effort to try to hold off the 4. But pretty happy with that. Finally glad we're win, and you know, I'll try to get in some stronger fields going forward. Try to keep working and see if I can, you know, keep improving the finishes. I know I won't be able to win every race going forward, but if I can get in a stronger field and finish further up, you know, getting a little more iRating or something like that, then that'll make me feel like I'm, you know, improving in this car and getting faster at it. So good race overall. Enjoyed it, and hopefully you guys did too. So until the next one, I hope all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.